Well, why don't I'll share it. This is new. But we'll see how it goes. Our students are bright, right? Absolutely bright. Their potential is limitless, but at times I've realized that student potential and performance doesn't always match up. And this is a problem. So I'm in the library of Brooks College Prep on the far south side of Chicago, and about 10 minutes into a staff meeting, which is the topic is student engagement, right? And achievement. My colleague, the band teacher, I don't want to reveal his name, he just straight up falls asleep, right? At his table, head down, like snoozing, okay? And to me, I'm thinking this is like an 11th grade kid in an English class, totally disconnected from Shakespeare and that old version of English. So I look at the principal who's leading this meeting, either he doesn't see it, he's ignoring it, doesn't feel comfortable, I don't know. But he continues his talk and he's not addressing my colleague who's asleep. And I look into the staff, right? Because I'm just wondering, like, how are people processing this? And some of the folks are still looking at the principal, but if I'm honest, most are looking at their colleague who's like asleep and they're in disbelief. Like, how is this guy just sleeping in a staff meeting? And at that moment, I'm imagining all the conversations and inappropriate things that are going through their head. Right? I won't say what I think they're thinking on this podcast. So I look back at my principal, still nothing. And at this moment, the band teacher is snoring, right? So not only is he visibly asleep and he is knocked out. He's in dreamland. And I realize I've got to step in. If the principal's not going to address this guy, it's up to me to wrestle this dude. Like, wake up! Right? Get up. So I realized when I was in high school, my mom had this really strange way of waking me up if I overslept. And she would spray me with a water bottle. Effective, right? It was very effective. It shocked me awake every time. And I think about that. But I don't see any water bottle and hands distance away. And we have a very strong union, at this school. And I think, that wouldn't go over very well. So instead of using the water bottle, Dan, I decide to use the oldest tool in every teacher's tool belt. I use proximity, and I just grab his shoulder and gently, nudge him to wakefulness, to consciousness. And I say, "Are you okay, Mr. So-and-so?" And this guy, in shocking candor, responds to me, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Bauer. I was up late last night playing Call of Duty," right? The military video game. And listen, I love video games, right? But I'm shocked in this moment because how is this guy playing games, not able to regulate like who he is, and maybe regulate's not the right word, but having some boundaries that his video game playing is impacting his performance on campus, and he's sleeping. Unbelievable, I think, right? And here we are in the staff meeting discussing student achievement, student engagement, and we've got my sleeping colleague. And I think, how can we expect students to be engaged in campus experiences when the leaders, the educators, are disengaged themselves, And since then, that was like a pivotal moment for me. Since then, I've been really thinking about how do we do school different, which, that means reimagining the project of education within traditional settings so that we create campus experiences worth showing up for. And we've been doing that ever since. That's the story.
Love it. I was
Thank
super
you.
curious when you sent that to me. I was like, this happened to me, not
Yeah.
me